kind of a different week, right, with practice today. But I'll try to help you with your answers. Just looking at Washington, they're a very talented team. Obviously, played for the national championship last year. Had a lot of guys leave, a lot of guys come in. Starts, I think, with their quarterback, Will Rogers. He is performing at an incredibly high level right now, completing 77% of his passes, has not thrown an interception all year in 4 games. Coach Fish is an excellent head coach, excellent offensive coordinator, and really good with the quarterbacks. And you can see the effect that he's had. In his career earlier, Will has thrown interceptions. So early, and I heard he was going there. I said, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll get a few. But he's not playing that way now. I mean, he's very, very good with the football and obviously accurate as maybe anybody in the country right now. I don't know how many guys are at 77% completion. So really going to be a challenge there. Coleman, the running back, big, really, really effective. I think he's averaging somewhere almost just under 7 yards a carry. I mean, in this level of football, that's outstanding. Wideouts, 12, I think, is Boston. Boston is a good player. And, everybody's a little bit short on time now, right? So we tried to combine Sunday and Monday and get our stuff done, but I'm a little behind as well. But I've watched quite a bit, and I think their receiving core is very effective. The kid, number 5, I think his name's Jackson. He's really good. Both he and Boston are guys that we're going to really have to know where they are. Tight ends a little bit. Had an injury, and they're kind of doing it by committee, but they like to use the tight end, and so we got to be prepared for that. Defensively, it's unique. Stephen Belichick, obviously, who we all know well, Rutgers guy. Really, really proud of what he's doing. My goodness, I mean, they're number 1 in the league in defense. And he gave up, I think, 100 and something yards, low hundreds to Northwestern. But when you look at the categories, it's either 1 or 2 for most categories. I think the lowest there are in the league is 5. So unbelievable job that he's done. Proud of him, but I don't want to be proud of him Friday night. I want to be proud of him after Friday night. But he's certainly an excellent coach, and what they do is unique. It's not, no one else really plays defense like that. It's unique. It's very much like the New England package. He's put his own slant on it, but it's a challenge. They got some good players. Their interior front is very stout. It's going to be hard to get movement there. And then they got some edge guys. And I'm not sure what's going on with number 5. I'll probably say Durfee, I guess is Durfee. He is a really disruptive force. I don't know. He didn't play last game, so we'll see. Their secondary is really good. I mean, I put on tape and looking for completions. There are not a lot of completions out there. They do an excellent job of covering. They play with really good technique, and they mix it up. They really mix up the fronts. They present several different fronts, several different looks to you that are going to really test our rules. And then once you get it right with the rules, you're going to have to block them physically. So it's a double challenge. And then in the kicking game, they're very solid. They have veteran players, both punting and place kicking. The punter, I think, is somewhere around 43-yard average. So it's a very good football team. They got caught in that rivalry game, and they have control of it, and but they're really good. So we got our hands full, but you know what? We're getting better, and we're at home again, back home. Friday night, 8:00, blackout. Going to be a very great environment, and I look forward to being part of it. So, what questions?
Greg, you got Tyreen back last week. What's that mean to your defense, and what do you expect from him kind of moving forward?
I think we can do everything we want in practice, and I can take him and do special drills to get him feeling like confident. But there's nothing like playing in a game for confidence. He played 40-something plays, played well. Is it what we saw at the end with Reem? No, but he's going to get there quickly. You can see it, and we need to just keep bringing him along slowly. We can't force it. But he's such a good force for us out there. But I'm glad that DJ and Moses got all those reps, because it's certainly going to serve us well.
A couple of ones on Ethan. Did you see him throw up on the field live, or
No, not live. No.
we saw it on the tape?
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Do you know what happened? Did you talk?
Yeah, we were after the half, and we were hydrating like crazy. Right, it was hot, really hot, and we were in the sun all day. And I think he probably just drank too much, and then you go out there and run, and that had some good arc on it, you know.
He did make a joke that you said to always leave it all out on the field, and that's what he did. Seriously though, looking back on the film, how he played, what did you take away from his performance and how he kind of led the offense in a game where it seemed like Virginia Tech was really kind of preparing for the run?
Yeah, he really only had one or two throws that he would want back. We were fortunate one of them wasn't an interception, but he played really well. He threw the ball well. He commanded the offense well. I thought our receivers and our tight ends did a good job of catching the ball too. So I think they're starting to click a little bit there, which is a good thing, right? It helps everything if you can throw the ball effectively. Protection was really good at times, and then a little bit spotty at other times. He got hit. He got hit too much. He won't last the year if he gets hit like that.
You have any idea where ticket sales stand at this point? I know that's not exactly your purview.
And
then just like what it's going to be like running out of the tunnel for this game.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, but I'm sure for the players it's going to be a great environment. I imagine it'll be a packed house. That's what my expectation is. Yeah, it's an exciting game. Two Big Ten teams, I think, that are two teams that are getting better, and be a great matchup.
Coach, when you're looking at the tape from Saturday, the performance of Ian Strong looked great. Obviously, the 63-yard catch helped set you guys up for the game-winning field goal. Just your thoughts about his performance the other day.
Yeah, I really thought he took a step up in his game Saturday. I think that was a great play. I think the third down completion on the second drive after we recovered the fumble, I mean, that drive's done at that point if he doesn't make an incredible catch on a low ball. So, yeah, I think, he made some big plays in that game for us that allowed us to win.
Just what were your recollections of Steve Belichick when you had him in that year? And did you see signs at that point even that he could follow in his father's footsteps and go into coaching like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he wanted to do, right? So he helped us out coaching. And, he was playing, but he was like a player coach. So he was breaking down film. He was doing special projects for us. And one thing he did, and I laugh about all the time, is I used to call the defenses, and I used to signal them myself. And we had multiple signals for each defense. And I told Steve, I said, Steve, on game day, do me a favor. You stand right there, and you know the calls. If I signal the same signal 2 times in a row, just let me know about it. Well, the first time I signaled it 2 times in a row with the same signal, he punched me in the ribs so damn hard. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? He said, you told me. I said, I know. You could just tap me. You don't have to lay me out. But he was you could see then. I mean, obviously, he grew up around the game his whole life. And he had really decided that's what he wanted to do. So it was kind of an internship in coaching. And then, the great success he had at New England, Super Bowl champions and all those things, and running a defense there. So it's not a shock to me how well they're doing defensively. As a matter of fact, that's what I thought he would do. But I'm proud of him.
You've coached in a couple short weeks the last couple of years. What, in your opinion, does a coaching staff like to emphasize the most when it comes to preparing when you have one less day?
Yeah, it's got to be up here. You really gotta trust your training. We'll have a physical day tomorrow, but that'll be it. Today wasn't physical at all. It's all mental. You got to get yourself ready. Again, trust your training. That's what we preach to our guys all the time. Why do you do all this hard work? So you can trust it on game day and go out and just play. And like I say, let the chips fall where they may. And so it's really important in these short weeks because you're not going to get a ton of physical training, but you better be sharp mentally, know your assignments. And this is a tough one. This is a tough game to play in a short week offensively because of so many things they do defensively. On offense, they do a lot of good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's stuff that we do and it's stuff that we see a lot of. But defense, it's not stuff we see a lot of. It's unique.
Greg, you were in the NFL. You did the cross-country thing. Washington has to do it this weekend. You guys don't have to do it for a couple weeks now. How hard is that on a team to travel all the way across the country and play a game?
Everybody has a system for it, So I know Jed is a very, very smart, experienced guy. He will have a plan. They'll execute the plan, just like we will when we have to go west. It's all part of, playing on the road, whether it's downtown or across the country. You got to have a plan, and then you got to execute it, and that's what they'll do.
Just, what have you seen from Kenny Fletcher 3 games in, and maybe some areas that he's done well, and then where obviously he's going to continue to need to adjust to as he learns the position even more?
Well, I think that's just it. The only thing he's got to, physically he's very gifted, as you can see. He's the moment's not too big for him. He played rush end for us in games, so certainly it's not too big for him. But he's a talented individual, has to learn the position. He just doesn't have enough cumulative repetitions. But he's doing pretty good job for a guy that doesn't have that many repetitions. And I'm anxious or excited to see him just continue to get better and better. I'll tell you what, nobody's working harder. Nobody wants to do it right more than he does. So Coach Falone and he have a great relationship, and I see that just continuing to get better.
Bobby, Brian, Pat to finish.
Greg, you mentioned when when Mo went down, he was kind of the alpha. Have you seen anybody kind of try to step into that role and pick up the slack where he's absent?
It's a really good question, Bobby. Yeah, I'd probably say Kyle. Yeah. Kyle was the alpha on the offense. I think he's tried to become the alpha on the team. And the other guy, I think, is Ethan as the quarterback is doing a good job with that.
Two quick ones. Have you spoken to Bill Belichick this week or this season, knowing that you're going to play against Steven?
We talk from time to time. I just make sure he's taken care of when he comes, and that's all.
You think he'll be here on?
I think so. We don't know. Knowing him, he's not going to miss a good game.
Christian Dremel led you guys in receiving last year. I don't think he has a catch this season. Same with Nassim Brantley. I guess why do you think that is, and just how have they been kind of dealing with a reduced role?
Well, Christian's playing, and he just hasn't gotten the touches yet. Nassim didn't play last year, so it's not. But he's got to continue to work his way into the lineup. It's a competitive room, and very hard to break into it.
Final question.
Nasir Montgomery had that great play on special teams to force the fumble. Led to some early momentum. He seems like a guy that has carved out a role through, hard work and whatever needs to be done to see the field. What's his story in the big picture, and is he a guy that kind of exemplifies the chap?
Well, he definitely is a hard worker, right? He gives such great effort every single practice. And, we grade that every practice, and he has a perfect score as far as his effort goes, which is as hard a thing to do. That means that you're consciously being intentional about how hard you play. And when guys do that, I reward that because I think that's special that you can do that. And he's a guy that we rely on special teams right now. And the good thing about Nas is he is a utility receiver. He knows every position. He's very smart. He's been a guy that if we ever need to, we can throw him in wherever we need to. So, he's a valuable member of the team. Thank you, guys. See you Friday.